Hi everyone, TJ Hernandez here, and I'm the founder of RosterCoach.com, a classroom-style video-based website that's designed to help you improve your daily fantasy sports game. To give you an idea of what RosterCoach has to offer, here's a preview of the second lesson in one of our recent courses on understanding advanced baseball metrics. If you enjoy what you see, please like and share this video, and don't forget to leave a comment below.
Hi, this is Sammy Reed for RosterCoach.com. This is part 2 of my MLB player research series. This is a primer on advanced pitching metrics. So as we know, pitcher performance can vary wildly in small samples, and with starting pitchers, we're almost always dealing with small samples. Stats like ERA and WHIP, the stats that we use to score in daily fantasy, can largely be affected by things out of the pitcher's control. Things like defense, official scoring, hit sequencing, things like this. So what we really want to do is try to strip that stuff out and see how well a pitcher is actually pitching. If he's pitching a lot better than his performance says, we can find value there because, as we know, daily fantasy sites base their pricing a lot on how pitchers are actually pitching, what their stats look like. Meaning a guy's getting tattooed, his price goes down. A guy's dealing, his price goes up. Obviously there are other factors in play that go into the pricing, ballpark, matchup, etc. But pitcher performance is going to hold a large part of that. And if we can figure out if a pitcher's actually pitching better or worse than his statistics say, we can find value. And that's what daily fantasy is all about. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how the advanced pitching metrics work. The first one I'm going to talk about is FIP. That's fielding independent pitching. This was based on Boris McCracken's idea that once a pitcher throws the ball, he really doesn't have much control at all about what happens to it. So FIP really just uses strikeouts, walks, and home runs, and then normalizes batted ball luck. The idea is that all BABIPs should be right around 300 for pitchers. And so it really tries to normalize that. Now this is a very basic statistic, but what was found is that FIP is actually a better predictor of future ERA than past ERA is. So we already know that we're on to something good here. The next one is XTip, and this expands on the idea of FIP. It's just like FIP, only it also normalizes home run rate. The average home run to fly ball ratio in Major League Baseball last season was 12.8%, meaning that 12.8% of all fly balls turned into homers. If a pitcher was giving up 20%, xFIP normalizes for that too. Now, it's not league or park adjusted, so it definitely has some flaws. However, it was still a better predictor than FIP was, which is a better predictor than ERA is. So we're still on to something good. The next one is a Fangraphs metric called Sierra, which is skill interactive ERA. Now Sierra starts adjusting for balls in play a little bit, so it's definitely on the right path here. It assigns a higher BABIP probability to pitchers that throw more ground balls, and a smaller BABIP probability for those that throw more fly balls. The theory being that more ground balls go for hits, which is true. So Sierra is an even better predictor than the first two. However, it still has its challenges. And so the metric that I like to use, that I found to be the best metric for pitching, and has been shown to be a better predictor for future ERA, is DRA. Now, Sierra was never meant to be a predictor. It's supposed to be a little more backward thinking, which is fine. What we're looking for is more predictive. Now, DRA is deserved run average, and this is a metric that Baseball Prospectus created a couple years back. Now, DRA is a little like Sierra in that it's supposed to be a little backwards looking, but it's actually shown to be the best predictor of future ERA of all the metrics out there. Let's take a look at some examples. Last season, for example, Chris Archer had kind of a rough year. Now, he did great. He struck out 233 guys, but he had a 4.02 ERA. It was really high. But if you look at his DRA, it's only 3.17. So we know that Chris Archer was actually getting kind of unlucky last year, and we can expect him to do better this year with just normal luck.